Does this scenario sound familiar? You have started to apply these quantum health practices. You go outside for morning light, you block the artificial light at night, you're using red light therapy, you are unplugging the Wi-Fi router at night. And you're just so thrilled because you really resonate with this information and these practices, and they feel healing and supportive to you. And then all of a sudden, you want to tell everyone about it, and you want your family to follow along and do the exact same things as well, because you know that these are things that will benefit them as well. And guess what? Your family says, "What are you doing? No, I don't want to wear those silly glasses at night. No, I don't want to go outside in the morning. Stop nagging me. Why are you unplugging the Wi-Fi router at night? That's ridiculous. It's just so inconvenient to have to hook it all back up in the morning." Okay, if that's you, you're not alone. This happens to almost everyone who starts to apply these quantum health strategies, including me, right? Including me and my family. And so I kind of want to talk you through how that has gone with me and what I have seen work really well and what I've seen fail miserably, or at least maybe create some unnecessary tension in the household, and how to navigate that. So first and foremost, yes, my life, as you know, was transformed by applying quantum health strategies. And you've heard the fact that I've worked with so many clients who have had the exact same experience. However, I will let you know that when I started to nag about my family members also going outside, when I started to nag about my kids putting on blue blockers or my husband wearing blue blockers, when I started to, say, "Hey, go sit in front of that red light therapy panel," that is when there was such unnecessary conflict, right? And so as much as you want your whole entire family and all of your friends to adopt these practices, and as much as you just kind of want to shout from the rooftop, "Hey, this is fundamental, this is foundational to health. I don't stop worrying about, counting your macros," which, some people believe is supportive for health. So that's fine. But you kind of want to direct them, say, "Look at this stuff is so key. I really want you to focus on these things." I'm going to encourage you to just take a step back, because that's exactly what I did. I took a step back and I said, okay, nothing is stopping me from applying these practices. So I, over the course of years, would get up and go outside in the morning and get my sunrise eyes, I call it. I would get a UVA walk, or I would go outside for my UVA rise eyes. I would block the artificial light at night, not because I was turning off every light bulb in the house and making it like a cave, but I was protecting my own eyes with orange tone blue blocking glasses. I chose to put my cell phone on airplane mode as opposed to having it next to my bed with the Wi-Fi signal on. I would start using red light therapy. I was starting to touch the earth with bare skin all the time. And as I incorporated these things, I think both consciously and subconsciously, my family saw me getting healthier and healthier, feeling better and better, just feeling like I'm thriving, like I'm reversing my age. I just feeling so good. And so little by little, they have started to adopt these things as well. So for example, my kids love a cold plunge. It could be a cold bathtub. It could be our horse trough in the backyard, just filled with cold water. But my kids love a cold plunge. My husband and my son, who stay up later than my younger two children, naturally gravitate now towards wearing blue blocking glasses when they never would have done that. But they're now getting this signal inside of them, and they've seen me do it enough to recognize that a TV screen before bedtime doesn't feel supportive. It feels jarring to them. And so they will naturally grab their blue blocking glasses. I have my son, who recognizes how good it feels after football practice to hop on a red light therapy panel and utilize that. I have my husband going out. I'll see him open the back door and go outside, and I can actually sometimes see him from where I am right here in my office. And I see him with bare feet sky gazing. And it's not always at sunrise, but it's morning. Every morning he's consistent with this. And he does it first thing when he wakes up. So I want to encourage you to model the behavior that you want to encourage in your household. And don't stress about the fact that maybe your husband doesn't want to unplug the Wi-Fi tonight, right? Or like there's layers to this. There's layers to this, and there's ways to incorporate it. But I have found that modeling the behavior and showing how it helps me be a thriving version of myself has been by far the best thing that I can do in order to encourage the rest of my family to do the exact same thing. And so I am a proof that that a family who thought I was a little bit nuts at first is now beginning to want to adopt these principles. My kids don't get mad or roll their eyes or think anything of it when I'm driving to school and I roll down the windows that are facing east and I say sunrise eyes, and all their heads turn and they sky gaze and they get that bright light signaling into their eyes. There's a really key bridge that we go over, if you will, that they can do that every single morning. And so they anticipate that. And so I just really encourage you to be true to you doing these practices that you find to be supportive and beneficial for your health, and know that through seeing you feel great with this, they will slowly start to come along. Now, it might not be tomorrow. It might not be in a month. It might not even be in a year. Frankly, I've been practicing this stuff for over 10 years now. And it's only been within the past 3 or 4 years that everyone has really jumped on board with it. And so do the best you can, and know that nagging isn't necessarily the most motivational thing you can do. However, I encourage you to be that change that you want to see. Be that person that your kids want to come up to, your 20-year-old kid who's like, Mom used to have so much anxiety. Like, why aren't you anxious all the time anymore? And you can say, it's because I block the artificial light at night and I go outside in the morning and I balance out my neurotransmitters with a morning walk. So be that person you want people to come to and ask, what are you doing? Why are you, you're just glowing. You're a thriving version of yourself. I want to know what you're doing. And so that's the best way to go about it. And I encourage you to stick with it. You can still be true and honor your quantum and circadian health practices in your household, even if no one else is doing it. And so I've been there, I've done that, and let me know if there's any way that I could support you through it. But model what you want other people to do and stay true to the practices that you know are supportive for the thriving version of yourself.